I appreciate that. I'm from the Virgin Islands, so anytime it can get more is a level for us. It's so good to see so many women-owned businesses. I just the band that support those businesses and help along. A couple of months ago, met a woman who she and her sister own fifth generation family business. And they were the first women. Their father only had twin girls. And he was like, oh my God, who's going to run the business? And the daughters ended up running the business. And it has thrived and expanded way more than it did.
For me, I want to reduce the rules and regulations in our small business committee, and we're doing that. I just want to say that my family, we had a family business, 5 brothers, friend, who so great. 4th of July, so not so great. And I just appreciate if you're not on the hill advocating, this town thinks it's okay. Okay. So be loud and proud, bold, you know what you're talking about, and help us help you. Help us bring good legislation to America.
I'm Ray Steiner. I represent Illinois' 10th district, the northern suburbs of Chicago, and home to one of the great vanilla companies in the world. But the reason I am so committed to this is my roots. And it's not just my roots. It's on both sides. My family, my father, my sister, Kim Schneider, and I spent a lot of time. But I think mostly develop family-owned businesses, and we understand the challenges.
But it's so important for you all to support business people when they're running for office because they understand the risk that you take every single day. As I said, obviously I'm a woman, but I didn't run for Congress because I was a woman. I didn't open a business because of a woman. I just happened to be a woman. Whether I had more hurdles really depended upon me. I wasn't going to accept any hurdles. I just moved forward with what I wanted to do.
Good morning. Our company is the key students, better known for being makers of the low-dose snacks and drinks.
My current role is chairman of the board and have worked with our family business for over 53 years. We also have a line of preservative-free granola bars, drinks, cakes, and food service. We are blessed to work with over 6,000 employees. My grandparents, Odie and Ruth McKee, started the business in 1934. They were equal partners, with Ruth running the plant and Odie out selling product. Our second generation, my father and uncle, are still on the board, with third generation leading and fourth generation coming on strong. Ownership is 44% women, with all direct descendants of Odie and Ruth, either current owners or owned by trusts. The wealth of our family is in land, equipment, buildings, IP, and our brands. Most family-owned businesses' wealth is tied up in assets.
With estate taxes, it is very difficult to pass the family's business on to the next generation.
This is the main reason that, based on the numbers I've been hearing, I don't know whether it's 10 or 15% of the business is made into third generation. But to pay estate taxes, assets need to be sold or projects have to be put on hold.
Which is the same with this idea of the ideally wealth has. Currently, we're very concerned economically with Canadian tariffs. While we source 9% of our ingredients within the United States, of the total oats rolling between Canada and the United States, Canada grew last year 99.7% of all oats. So we must buy our oats for our granola bars and our oatmeal cream pies from Canada. The U.S. must import oats from Canada. Thank you for your valuable time and interest in helping family and business to be sustainable and successful.
I'm third generation. My grandmother and grandfather started the business. We're located in Cleveland, Ohio, and have approximately 118 employees. We manufacture pipeline repair products used for oil and gas. Anytime a high-pressure, high-temperature pipeline breaks or needs maintenance around the world, we fix it. We export approximately 80% of our business, so these tariffs should be interesting for us as well. Hopefully we can solve that problem. As far as the tax for research and development expensing, the president did mention that in his address the other day, but that is a big issue for us. We don't want to rest on our laurels. We want to continue to be relevant and grow. So development in our name is important. And that expensing it amounts to 2 to 4 full-time equivalents, which we get add to our business. So we're manager of ABS Legacy Partners. We're in Hickory, North Carolina. We've been in business for 14 years, and we have, including myself, 6 employees. Our company provides wealth management and investment strategies to successful businesses and families. Family-owned businesses in my community not only contribute to the economy through employment, goods, and services, but they also offer significant funding to local charities, churches, schools, and community events. I started managing assets for my clients over 30 years ago. The 40% death tax was levied on anybody's assets over $600,000 at the time. I spent most of my career trying to assist clients to plan for this significant tax, one hard-earned lifetime of work and savings. Today, the death tax forces many successful individuals and families to sell their companies to private equity investors. They are focused on maximizing profit instead of investing in our business. Each time a business sees selling out as their own planning option, employees suffer, charities suffer, and our communities suffer. I would like to ask Congress to lower the death tax rate from 40% to 20% to provide relief to successful family businesses so they can continue to contribute to our local economy and communities. I would also like Congress to consider supporting the deferral of the death tax if a company stays more than 50% family-owned from one generation to the next. I think this would provide a lot of support for family businesses to continue to contribute to our these things.
CEO and Chairman of Fulton, California. We've been the caterpillar dealer since 1931 in Central California. We also represent Trimble, Fent, Massey, Ferguson, and Northern California, Oregon. We have around 900 employees, 24 branches providing sales, rental, parts, and service of construction and agricultural tractors, generators, forklifts, and all the technology that goes with that equipment. 3 families own the business. We consist of second, third, and fourth generation in that business. The current ownership consists of 2 women and 3 men, so we are a woman-owned company. I'm supposed to. The next generation totals 12 potential owners, with 6 being women. So they probably owners right now don't even know it, and trusts, but there will be women run the business in the next generation. A few of the challenges we face are, like your videos, estate taxes and the potential of the wealth tax. The assets of our business are primarily our branches and property that we own and inventory. And we work in very cyclical industries, so things are up and down. And any type of wealth tax would impact our ability to grow, retain employees, and take care of our customers. Same with estate taxes. They're a barrier by continuity for the ownership and the potential of a lot of our employees to stay with us. We spend a lot of money for estate planning with attorneys and accountants who believe the system without estate tax will provide us the ability to take better care of our customers.
I'm Rosanna Ganda, and I'm the president and CEO of Fleischmann Electric, the 50-year-old family business. I am the majority stockholder and the manager of multiple LLCs of real estate holdings. Our trader business, Fleischmann Electric, we currently employ approximately 500 employees. I'm here today to talk about 2 major barriers in a successful family business: estate tax, capital gains, actually 3 things, and women business enterprise. In 2018, my mother passed away, and in 2019, my father passed away. So we had a very short window to do our estate planning, 11 months to get prepared and pay tax immediately. We were in a position where we possibly would have to liquidate our assets in order to pay the estate tax. We did have good attorneys during that time,
and we were able to move forward. But now we are in 11-year plan to pay tax out, which we feel is unjust and unfair, as your 95-year-old parents paying tax their entire life, and now we're paying 40% more, which we believe it is excessive. So we would like to see that tax either removed or reduced, and because it's not fair for us to move forward to the next session. And another item that's important, as it was talked about a few minutes ago, is about the SBA and being a woman-owned business. So my company is considered woman-owned because I'm 64% owner. And with that, they have barriers that include us from bidding on federal work because we're not considered a small business. Small businesses in the construction industry are categorized by revenue versus number of employees. So we would like to push forward to see if we can get the number of employees to reduce that in order for women-owned business to consider their destination and be able to bid federal projects.
I started my company 25 years ago. I had a baby and a laptop in my kitchen, and I just figured, hey, why not? I could start a company. Did not know if I knew what I knew now. Wow, I don't know if I would do it again. But anyway, but yeah, so I am about $40 million company. I have 58 employees currently. It's a little bit lower than pre-COVID, which was not timed to the commercial construction industry, obviously, where we were about 75 million and 98 employees. Both my daughters technically work for me, technically. But anyway, the things that are, I'm a huge rebuild right now, right? So I have to rebuild. And the things that are really important to me are being able to use the assets that we would provide with the pass-through jacks. That's 2 woods right there. The R&T credits, we always take advantage of those. They were better than they want advertised over 5 years, but yeah, it's just interesting to find out after I'm so happy to be here. Pat invited me to be here, and I did some research, and I didn't realize how more taxes that I pay as a small business than the corporations that I pay in. So it's just interesting, very eye-opening. So I'm really happy to be here and to promote women-owned businesses, small businesses, and hopefully the tax can stay out.
Thankful doctor of one-stop treatment. You've always on every company, and I'm going to speak about what's today. We're a women-owned medical billing company based in Orange County, California. We've been in business for 3 years and currently employ 20 women professionals. Our mission is to provide seamless and efficient billing solutions to healthcare providers, allowing them to focus on their patient care while we handle the financial side of their business. Beyond the industry barriers, one of the greatest obstacles entrepreneurs face today is the tax policy environment, which discourages business creation and expansion. The reality is that our current tax structure creates significant barriers to entry for small businesses and startups. The complexity of tax codes, high self-employment taxes, and the lack of changeable deductions for growing businesses make it difficult for new entrepreneurs to get started. For those of us who have managed to establish a grow business, the tax system continues to be a major obstacle to expansion. Rising payroll taxes, half-year taxation complexities, and the loss of deductions as revenue grows all discourage reinvesting in our companies. Instead of being able to hire more employees, invest in new technology, or expand our services, we are forced to allocate resources to tax compliance and liabilities that disproportionately impact small businesses compared to large corporations with extensive legal and accounting teams. If we want to foster entrepreneurship and redefine money, we need a tax policy that rewards growth instead of penalizing it. That needs tax incentives for job creation, credits for reinvestment in small businesses, favorable estate taxes, and a civil-right tax code that allows entrepreneurs to focus on building their companies instead of navigating fear of nothing red tape. By addressing these barriers, policymakers can empower small businesses to expand, create more jobs, and contribute to a stronger, more inclusive economy. Good morning. My name is Bridget Ferdinand, and I'm the founder and CEO of Ferdinand Architecture and Design. I founded the company in 2011. We were based in Newport Beach, California, and we have approximately 20 to 30 employees depending on their project scales. We are specialized in logistics and distribution centers, primarily ground-up concrete tilt-up warehouse buildings. We oversee the design, entitlements, permitting, and construction of projects. We have steadily grown over the past 14 years, but faced significant barriers to establishing the company for the long term,
and to be reminded where we should life. He based in California, we are already running with nationally high tax rate as a flow for us for the team. Revenue that we earn and once we able to reinvest for technology, training, hiring additional staff, etc. is limited due to the study burden. We used to have better relief from the federal government with R&D benefits that Cheryl mentioned. Now we have to amortize the services that we pay for in 1 year over 5 years, which completely ruins our cash flow. We need the federal government to reinstate these R&D credits as their original word, non-proposed, and to help architecture and other service firms be able to reinvest in their companies to bring the highest level of service, hire and train the best teams, and continue to grow our female-owned companies. In addition to the current tax provided, at the end of 2025, our small women-owned businesses are facing multiple threats due to items expiring in the current tax code. The 20% qualified business income deduction expires at the end of 2025, directly impacting our financial planning and reinvestment into our companies. The state tax exemption expires this year, and as you know, most small businesses don't even make it past the first 5 years. I feel privileged to be among such leaders. My background is in directly assets. I run my own family office based in Palm Beach, Florida, and we focus on intergenerational wealth transfer. We focus on the issues that you mentioned, that you have spoken eloquently with great historical relevance to how your family struggled at the past.
As an estate tax burden the business and jeopardize this future. So my organization is designed to help preserve and protect the legacies of family-owned businesses, and I appreciate it.
I'm Jeanette McCarthy of McCarthy Wealth Management, and I'm a woman-owned business. I have 5 employees, and all of them are women, so that's unusual in my business because less than 25% are women in this business. But I wanted to tell you a story about a real client case, a couple of client cases of what I've witnessed. Inherited a commercial building. This has been funding their retirement for all these years. 15 years ago, they recognized that they were going to have an estate tax problem, so they each purchased $2 million of life insurance, which is costly when you purchase it for that amount and over your entire lifetime. Now, 15 years fast forward, and the commercial property has increased in value, and that insurance is just not enough to cover the potential estate tax. And so what they have to do is take out a mortgage on that property, which at the current interest rates are crippling on those payments. And their goal is to leave this to their children and leave it as a family legacy because it's been in the family. So for this family, they are able to keep the property, but they've had to plan carefully. It's costly and expensive to do all this planning. I also work with dairy farmers in the Central Valley, California, and I've personally witnessed them having to sell off their dairy farm. They provide milk for the country, and what the trend is because the state taxes are so crippling and the life insurance just doesn't cover it all, that you have to sell off property. And the trend has been to sell off to building developers that are using that dairy farm property for warehouses. It's just up there when you pay tax on all your income all your life, and then you're paying 40% all over again.
Is manufacturing, construction, and real estate dominate the top 3 buckets here. You'll see on the bottom is agriculture, or what we call family farms, which garner a lot of attention in the country. And
It is a pleasure to work with you. I'm an old CPA. We have very few of us in the Congress, and I look forward to working with you on a host of things. I'm on the Financial Services Committee, so my real focus is on banking and on capital raising. I look forward to getting some good ideas from your group as to how we can make that work better. Thank you.